Next question from Made by Bowie. When you lose a passion for something, do you think it's possible to refine that passion? Will it ever be the same as when you first fell in love with it? How would you go about rekindling that passion?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, I think that I sort of got really passionate about art for a long time. And then I was in just a really awful, sort of abusive relationship. And so I was really depressed and I just kind of lost it. It's like everything just fizzled. And I had no motivation to do art or anything like that. And then I moved into my own space a couple of years ago. And it was like unpacking those things into that new space just lit a fire and made me want to start painting again. And I think that also finding new ways to do those things that you're passionate about is also good. I started doing digital art, and that was like, oh my God, this is a game changer for me because it's non-committal. I can sit down for 10 minutes. I don't have to set anything up. And finding new ways to incorporate your passion into your everyday life, I think, without focusing on the loss of it and maybe focusing on doing it more regularly, I guess, for me at least.
I can't think of too many things that I've been real passionate about that I lost, although there's one that is kind of interesting because it involves my job. So I've always loved sports, and particularly my favorite sports are coincidentally the two that I coach, football and soccer. I guess probably in the last couple of years, relatively recently, I was not enjoying football as much, watching games, and not for work. I mean, like for fun. And the reason being, my job requires me to work so much that I spend so much time like breaking down film and breaking down opponents and doing all that sort of stuff, that the joy of just enjoying a football game and watching sports was like gone, you know? And so to get back in my enjoyment, one thing I found that I started making some new traditions, like you were just saying, Casey, about find a new way to do something. So I would, I love wings. So if I wanted to watch a game, I would treat myself to some wings, and I would invite a buddy of mine to watch with me so I could, use some of my football. He always thinks I'm like this uber genius, like breaking down, like I can tell him like what this play is probably going to be. And I'm like, no, it's just I can show you what it is by formation. So it made me start enjoying being able to watch football games again. So I guess the best advice I can give is you can take a step back, or like Casey said, find a new way to enjoy your whatever it is you're passionate about.
I will say that what you're passionate about and how you feel about said passion is very much predicated on your surroundings and your situation. The one example that I can give is how I feel about streaming with a significant other that sees streaming as a waste of time and time away from her, compared to streaming with a significant other that shares the same passion, that knows that me putting time into my channel is time well spent, is a completely different mindset. So there can be a definite negative outside force that is making you feel shitty about the thing that you are passionate about. So I will say that it is extremely situational. If you are losing passion for the only thing that you are passionate about, I would say that's concerning. If you are losing passion for one thing, but you are beginning to get passionate about something else, just fucking roll with it. There's no reason that you should suppress your curiosity for this new thing because you feel like you shouldn't no longer be loving this other thing. Life goes in waves, man. There's ups and downs, obviously. But there's times where you're going to find interest and you're going to find love in certain things in certain times. And then your life is going to change and you might go back. For years, I really didn't care about video editing that much. I was super passionate about it in the beginning, and then I didn't give a shit. And then I started cooking, and then I started getting really interested in recording cooking. And then I started like I would cancel a stream and say, guys, I can't stream. I'm so exhausted. I can't think about going live. And then I sat on the couch and I edited a video about cooking for 3 hours. And obviously the energy emitted on stream is way less than being a fucking potato on the couch with an iPad and editing video. But you'll find different ways to tie in new things that you love with things from the past. So whatever you're going with right now, just roll with it. If it's been years and you're like, man, I really don't love that thing anymore, there might be a reason and there might be something else on the horizon. So I would say don't be too critical with yourself. If you're not passionate about anything and you don't want to do anything, maybe it's time to have a conversation about it. But if you're just finding love in something else that isn't what you originally loved, just roll with it, man. It'll be all good.
Well, to piggyback off of that is, like we were talking about not enjoying something, or if you're liking other things, as long as you got plenty of other things to enjoy, it's fine. I used to love Naruto running everywhere, but ever since the Area 51 raids last week, now I just skip, because it's become too mainstream. I just skip.
I still floss in public. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God, please no.
I do.
Please.
Yep.
Listen, you deserve to be publicly shamed. You deserve to be on Reddit somewhere. In Cringetopia.
I probably am somewhere. I just don't know it yet.
I feel like it's okay to let a candle go out as long as you've started to light a new one first.
That's a great way to put it. Great way.
As long as there's still light someplace.
Exactly.